Okay, in one of the examination which has been conducted by UPSC, not the civil services guys, they said from where India is tapering, from where peninsular India is tapering. Okay, so when you talk about the tapering of peninsular India, right, this is the point from where the peninsular India is tapering, guys. Okay, so it is tapering at 22 degrees north latitudes, guys, right, tapering into a peninsula. Okay, from 22 degrees north to the south of 22 degrees north, India is tapering, guys, into a peninsula, and it is extending into Indian Ocean. Okay, tapering and extending into Indian Ocean, dissecting the Indian Ocean into two smaller seas, guys, the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so from where India is tapering? India is tapering to the south of 22 degrees north, right, and it is extending into the Indian Ocean, dividing the Indian Ocean into two branches, the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. That was one of the question which has been asked in our one of the examination which has been conducted by the UPSC, guys, right. And when it comes to the name of ours, guys, how we got the name India? We all know that we have got the name India from the Greeks, but why India only, right? So the Greek people called the people living beyond the Indus River as Indois. Okay, so all the people who are, this is the Indus River, this side you are having the Greek. So all the people who are living beyond Indus River as Indois, right? And the land where Indois are present is India. So the land of Indois is India, guys, not the people generally. As such, what we say, guys, right? So it is the land of Indois is called as India, and that name India we got from the Greeks, right? And we got the name Hindustan from the Persians, right? So the Persians have given the name Hindustan, guys. Why the Persians have given the name Hindustan? Because the land according to them, sorry, the people according to the Persians who are living beyond the Indus River, again, are called as the Hindus. So Persians called the people living beyond Indus River as Hindus, right? The place where the Hindus are staying is Hindustan, right? And according to, this is Persians, and according to the Greeks, Indois and India, right? And we are also called our India as the Bharat, guys, right? Recently there was a petition in the Supreme Court saying that the name of India should be changed to Bharat, guys, right? Because the Bharata clan or the Bharata dynasty has ruled the country for several centuries, guys. That is the reason because of which we are calling our India as the Bharat. This is how we got the name Hindustan, India and Bharat. Okay, and next topic of ours will be the frontiers of India, guys. Frontiers is the borders. Actually, there is a difference between the frontier and a border, guys, right? But if for the general public, it is the same meaning. Okay, general public sees frontier and border to be having the similar meaning, guys. But the frontiers are different from the borders. Borders are single lines. Okay, borders are single lines. Frontiers are the extended areas, guys. Okay, frontiers are extended areas and the borders are the single line. So in all the geography textbooks, they write India's frontiers. They don't say that India's borders, right? That is wrong, guys. We should say India's border line, but we say India's frontier, guys. So India is having both the land and the water frontiers, guys. Right. So the total coastal frontier of India is 6,100 kilometers, guys, and they are extending from the Rann of Kutch to the Bay of Bengal, guys. Right, sorry, the West Bengal. So it is 6,100 kilometers only for the mainland India. But if you are taking the islands into consideration, it is 7516 kilometers, guys. 7.7516 kilometers. Okay, if the islands are also taken into consideration, it is only the mainland India, guys. Right, and as such, we are not having any water disputes or the oceanic disputes with any of the neighboring countries, guys. We had small disputes related to two of the islands, guys. Right, and that islands have become the one of the island which was disputed between India and Bangladesh has been taken over by India, which is at the mouth of the river Ganges. Right, the mouth of the river Ganges, and the another island which is present in between nearer to Dhanushkodi and the Rameshwaram, right, that has been given on lease to the Sri Lankan government, guys, because the distance between India and Sri Lanka here is 32 kilometers, right, and the island is present exactly at 16th kilometer milestone, guys. So there was a dispute always saying that half island is ours and half island is yours. So the government has taken the initiative and they have given that island to the Sri Lankan, stating that for 99 years you enjoy the rights over the islands. So we are not having any disputes related to the coastal waters with related to any of the neighboring countries, right? And when we talk about these coastal waters, guys, right, like we say that the territorial waters are there, right, and also we say that we will be having the economic zones. What is the difference between the territorial waters and the economic zones, guys? Okay, so the exclusive economic zones will be extending up to 200 nautical miles, guys. Okay, 200 nautical miles, and the territorial waters extends up to 12 nautical miles. Okay, so the exclusive economic zones, right, 200 nautical miles, into which the outside vessels, the vessels belonging to any of the country can enter into this zone. Okay, then come here, but they cannot exploit the resources which are present in these areas, guys. Right, the resources which are present in these areas are exclusive property of India. Okay, so anyone can come, but they should not exploit the resources, right? And these are said to be territorial waters, 12 nautical miles, right? These are the zones which are restricted to the entry of the foreign vessels, guys. No foreign vessel should enter into these waters without the permission taken from the Indian Coast Guards or the Indian government. If they are entering here, it is penalized. They can be imprisoned for entering without the authorization of the Indian government, guys. Okay, and this is the 200 nautical miles of exclusive economic zones, right? This point has been given by the UNCLOS, guys. UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Oceans and Seas, guys. Okay, this is the UN convention which has said that every country will be having 200 nautical miles of exclusive economic zones where the countries can exploit the resources, right? China is not following this norm. There is a reason because of which there is a difference of interest, right, arised between China and all the other nations surrounding the Southeast China Sea, guys. Okay, so there the Chinese are what is that, believing that 12 dash line, guys, or which was 9 dash previously. Okay, so they are telling that because there some of the historical writings are saying that this is the dashed line to which the territorial extent of the India, the Chinese authority prevailed. So even now also they want to claim it, right? But when they are claiming this, they are having a problem with the Philippines, Vietnam, right? Like Japan, etc., guys. Right? So that is the dispute where in the Southeast China Sea, guys. Okay, South China Sea. Okay. Next we will be talking about the land frontiers, guys. Okay, so when we talk about the land frontiers, India is having 15,200 kilometers of land frontier. 15,200 kilometers of land frontier is there, guys, right? And India is bordering with 7 countries. This was our prelims question, guys. Which is the country having the longest boundary with India, right? That is Bangladesh, guys. Number 1 comes Bangladesh, which is having a boundary line of more than 4096 kilometers. Bangladesh, guys. The longest boundary is present between Bangladesh and India, guys. Second comes China. Okay, yeah, second comes China with 3917 kilometers. China 3917 kilometers. And third comes Pakistan, right? 3310 kilometers. Pakistan third. Fourth comes Nepal, then Myanmar, then Bhutan, then Afghanistan, guys. Okay, though the boundary line between Afghanistan and India is only for just 8 kilometers, guys, and that is said to be the Durand land, and that is present in the POK, right? Pakistan occupied Kashmir, guys. Okay, that is generally the land which is occupied by the Pakistan, right, in Kashmir, guys, is been divided into 2 regions, guys. One is Azad Kashmir and the other one is Northern Frontiers, guys. FANA. Okay, FANA and Azad Kashmir, because they say they are the Northern Frontiers. Okay, Northern Agency Frontier areas, guys. Okay, so frontier areas of Northern agencies, that is FANA, and the the second one is Azad Kashmir. So this 8 kilometers of Durand line, guys, is present in FANA. That is the part and parcel of Gilgit and Baltistan, guys, right? So we are not having any access to that, so we will not be talking about the boundary line between India and Afghanistan. We will be starting with India and China, guys. Okay, so the boundary line between India and China is said to be the McMahon line. It is said to be the McMahon line, and McMahon, guys, actually it is not Mohan, it is McMahon line, right? And that line was drawn in 1914, guys. Okay, so when the McMahon line was drawn, right, at that time China never raised any objection. Okay, China has not raised any objection, guys, related to that boundary. But lately India and China are having lots of disputes related to this boundary line present between India and itself, guys. So we say that the McMahon line, right? The McMahon line was the the boundary line between the Arunachal Pradesh of India, right, and Tibet, guys, till 1972. Okay, till 1972 only this was the boundary line, right? And afterwards what happened? Sikkim gone for plebiscite, and Sikkim has become the part and parcel of India, guys. And from 1975 onwards, this part has also become the part and parcel of the McMahon line. Okay, so the McMahon line is the boundary line between India and China, only to an extent of Sikkim, guys. Okay, not the northern parts of India, that is Jammu and Kashmir also, and what do you say, the Himachal Pradesh. Only this part is called as the McMahon line. So Chinese people are having lots of restrictions of this McMahon line. See, whenever the boundary lines are drawn, guys, whenever the boundary lines are drawn and whenever the natural barriers are taken as the boundary lines, suppose if the natural barrier is present in the form of a lake, right, between two countries, exactly half of the lake should be given to either of the countries, guys. Half to A country and half to B country. Okay, and if it is the river, if it is a river, again same, the center point of the river should be taken as the boundary line and half should be given to A and half should be given to B. Right. If it is a mountain range, then also we should take the center point of the mountain and this should be given to A and this should be given to B. Okay, so when we talk about the Himalayan ranges, guys, present here in Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. So whenever we talk about the Himalayas, we say the Himalayas consists of three parallel ranges of mountains. Right? Three parallel ranges of mountains are not present like this. Okay, guys. If they would have present like this, there would not have been any dispute at all. This 1.5 was given to India and this 1.5 would have been given to China. Okay, if you look at the Himalayas, guys, I'll be giving the example of Himalayas, guys. This is related to the Himalayas, guys. Okay, Himalayas are not like this. Himalayas are like this, guys. These are the Himalayas, guys. Okay, so these are the Shivaliks. These are the middle Himalayas. These are the axis or the central Himalayas, guys. Okay, so from this part, this side you are having China and this is Tibetan Plateau, guys. This is Tibetan Plateau, right? So while drawing the boundary line, right, the accessibility of the areas will be taken into consideration, guys. Whether you can go into that area, otherwise if you are drawing a line where people cannot go or people cannot enjoy the land area, what is the use, guys? So when the mountains are taken to be the boundaries, right? So what they do, they will be looking into the accessibility of the areas, right? So for the Chinese people to enter into these areas is very difficult, guys, because of the hostile conditions, right? This Tibetan Plateau is the highest plateau, right, and these areas are fully covered by the snow, right? So for the people from China side to enter into these areas becomes very difficult, right? Whereas for Indian people, okay, though we have drawn the three mountain ranges like this, guys, even these mountain ranges are like this. Okay, so this is the axial Himalayas axis, right? These are the middle Himalayas and these are the Shivaliks, right? Shivaliks are very, very small, right? People can easily go from one side of the Shivaliks to another side, right? And the middle Himalayas are intricately arranged, guys. There are lots of empty spaces present where people simply can walk. So from here, from Indian side, people can go this side very easily because the Shivaliks are very small, and the middle Himalayas are having lots of gaps in between, guys. So the people can go from here to here very easily, right? And from this side, so this has been taken as the point of intersection or interruption, guys. So that is the reason because of which what happened, the McMahon line is drawn here, guys, because this part is hostile for both the countries, but these two of the areas can be easily accessed by the Indians. So these two areas can be easily accessed by the Indians. That is the reason because of which the Shivaliks and the middle Himalayas have been given to Indians, and the central or the axis Himalayas are cut into two equal halves, and the northern half is given to Chinese and the southern half is given to the Indians, guys. Okay, so this is the dispute now. Actually this is the norm whenever you are drawing the boundary line, but this is said to be the dispute. Okay, what the Chinese are telling now? Chinese are telling that, right, the Britishers have not taken the consent of the Chinese authorities, right, while drawing the line, and that is against the norms of the international boundary lines. Okay, so if we consider this is against the international boundary line, guys, right, so the boundary line has to be drawn here now, because this is 1.5 and this will be 1.5, but the 1.5 of Chinese will be much more bigger than the 1.5 of India, guys, right. So China is not even asking at the middle of the middle Himalayas, guys, to be drawn as the boundary line. They are asking the Indian government and they are claiming that to the south of Shivaliks, the entire land belongs to China. So which means from here, now till here we are having India's landmass, guys. Only the greater, the central Himalayas, right, the axial Himalayas, half part is Chinese, right. So the Shivaliks and middle Himalayas are ours, whereas now the Chinese fellows are asking the middle Himalayas and Shivaliks to be theirs, guys. And that is the reason because of which they say that the entire 88,000 square kilometers of area of Arunachal Pradesh is theirs. They are claiming it and they are telling that India has wrongfully gained the access and they are controlling the Arunachal Pradesh, guys.